if the testing is that, and by the way, I can put 10 people between you. And I used to do this when I was lecturing in the United States about these techniques. I would demonstrate it, and people would accuse me of doing all kinds of things. So, and again, I kept telling them that if I can hypnotize you, I'm going for your money. I don't care about your allergies, okay? I want ATMs, I want bank accounts, I want the good stuff, okay? And then you can suffer, all right? But anyway, people will accuse me all kinds of things, but it's all about energy. And this energetic disturbance that you have built into you. And so, if it is that easy to discover an allergen, and you see how we can affect it, I can stop the testing right at Mr. Roman, or I can continue it all the way through to Mr. Ian. I can do whatever I want. I can go back and forth all day long with this. Why then cannot the treatment be the same thing? Why then can I not reset the body's energy system, which will then affect its physical systems? Okay? Einstein said, what is matter? Condensed energy. That's all. Matter is what we see here. You and I are condensations of energy. Chinese medicine says it. A lot of people say it, right? It's only Western medicine that refuses to accept it. Okay? So, we find out what's wrong with you. We apply a therapy. Mr. Ian had discussed the therapy before, and or the treatment. I would like to demonstrate the treatment for you very quickly. Come on back up, Mr. Ian. Okay, so we already found out he's allergic to alcohol. Okay, the treatment, go ahead and turn around, is to take a deep breath in, let it out. This is my highly technical device. Okay, rapid breathing. Now, the Dr. Nambu Tripad, whom I learned with, said you only have to do it once, but I do it twice because I find that the body takes it better. Now, again, it's all about energy. It's about changing the perception that you have. Okay? So, Mr. Ian, go ahead and put your arm out. Make it as strong as you can be. Don't let me push it down. Thank you very much. Are you allergic to alcohol? I can't move it now. What happened? I reset the brain. Reset the brain by merely palpating some points on the back. Now, is there other ways to do it? I'm sure there is. I don't know all of them, but this is a way of doing it. Now, is he completely cured of can he go out and drink a liter of alcohol now? I have no idea, but what I would tell him to do is expose himself to alcohol sometime, a glass of wine, sometime fairly soon. Because sometimes, for example, if you tell somebody, I want you to go to the store, and they're like, yeah, I'll do it, but then they get busy, sometimes they forget, okay? So the same thing happened here. I told the body, don't be allergic to alcohol anymore. And so the body said, okay, but if you don't expose yourself again to it, it may say, well, what was I not supposed to react to anymore? and then it goes back to its old ways. And sometimes, if the allergy is very strong, thank you, sometimes if the allergy is very strong, you need more than one treatment. Sometimes the body is just stubborn. It says, no, I've been doing this for so many years, I'm comfortable with it, but you're trying to say, no, there's no reason for that. So, again, it can be that easy. I've seen people that were very allergic to something. They would have open symptoms. You would see the runny nose, the watery eyes, the sneezing and such. And I would administer this treatment, and 15 minutes later, it's completely gone. Absolutely. With my own eyes. I'm not lying to you. I'm not trying to promote myself or anything. I'm telling you that it works. Okay? And it can work. All right? So, again, we talked about here, sometimes it's more than one treatment. And sometimes, if it's a really ingrained allergy, I actually have to ask the body about immune components. Do I need to add certain Ig factors? Do I need to add cytokines? Do I need to add some other factors? Do I need to include an organ with it? Maybe the allergen resides strongly in the liver. Do I need to treat the liver at the same time I'm treating this allergy? But all of this can be found out through muscle testing this way or through this O-ring testing. That's very easy to do. Okay? Why doesn't my doctor do this? That's always a good question. Well, first, it's energetic medicine, and most Western doctors don't accept energetic medicine because it's not part of their reality. They say impossible. They will, even if I demonstrated this in front of somebody, they would say, well, there's some conversion of conviction or convincing going on. Some psychologist could probably analyze all of this and break it apart and say, this is why it's working. Okay, whatever. So it's your choice to believe it or not. But again, I've treated people who have told me before the treatments began, I've heard about this, I find it impossible to accept, I'm just coming here because my friend's paying for it, or my wife's paying for it, or something like that. And I say, good, I want you to doubt everything that I do, and when it changes, you can come back and we can go from there. We can continue the therapies, okay? And I even tell them, if it doesn't work, No big deal. I'll give you your money back. That's what I even tell people. If it doesn't work, I'll give you your money back. By the way, I never gave anybody's money back. Second, it's hard for many people to believe in, and it looks like a trick or magic, like you just saw here. Many people have a very difficult time in accepting it. Okay? Well, that's fine. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you believe in it. It is not scientifically researched, and neither is it scientific, at least in our understanding of science. It is not scientific. Okay? It does look like a card trick. Okay? I'll be the first to tell you. All right? It usually works well, about 80 to 85% successful. This is where I think a lot of the problem lies, and people don't readily admit it, at least in the medical profession. If I could treat your allergies this way and get rid of them and have a very good success rate in permanently get rid of them, I'm not going to be able to afford the BMW payments or the Mercedes payments. All right? Because what am I relying on? I'm relying on a constant stream of income to support my lifestyle. Now, if you take that type of lifestyle away, get rid of all the debt and things, then there's really no incentive to keep people sick. Okay? But unfortunately, it is a medical business. That is the facts. We're taught things that are not to keep you healthy, but things to keep you sick. It's not health care, it's sick care. Okay? So but that's just the reality of the world. I mean, that's the way it's gone. You know, if you want to rise up and burn down a medical establishment, go ahead. Help yourself. But that's the reality of it. Many doctors have so much debt or live such a lifestyle that they couldn't use this, because this would be cutting their lifeline off. So they can't, all right? So don't expect them to either. You know, even if they say, well, yeah, I see you're getting better from that other crazy guy over there, but you know, that's just not my cup of tea. Okay, don't try to convince a turnip it's a rock, or vice versa. So there's nothing you can do. Just find somebody who is open-minded and willing to try. Okay? So, how can I find out more? Well, I gave you a really quick demonstration on it. This is by no means an in-depth study of energetic programs. It's also no means close to an in-depth study of the adrenal glands. By the way, if you want to find out if your adrenal glands are in a state of dysfunction, we have a salivary test, which you spit into a little vial 4 times in a day. We send it to a lab in Australia. They come back with a report telling us if your adrenals are screwed up or not. All right? And the therapy applied is, of course, very easy. It can be done in as little as 3 months, where you see very positive results. If it is an energetic technique you're interested in, again, just Googling NAET, neuromodulation technique, emotional freedom technique. That's another one that's very popular. A lot of doctors actually are embracing that one.
I use that.
Yeah, it's very popular because the guy who developed it gives out his information for free, which is very nice. Whereas with NAET and the NMT, you got to be a doctor or a practitioner, and then you also have to pay a lot of money. And then they always have a lot more classes. You got just level 1, now try to get to level 5. Jaffni-Mellner technique. This one has actually fallen out of favor with a lot of people. I used it for a while and found out it did work initially, and then it didn't start to work so well, and then there developed kind of a cult following around it, so I decided to leave from that. Yeah, don't ask questions at their seminars because people will rise up against you. Body talk, which can be learned, almost anybody can be learned. All of these things can be effective. There may be some that I haven't listed here. Tapas is another technique I've heard of. All of these things can work. All of these things can get rid of allergies, I believe. All of these things can help you. And to the degree of it, to severe allergy, to the very minor things that you might have in your life. There's even, they're finding out that you might, for example, have an allergy to a very core belief, like about money. Some people are, believe it or not, allergic to money. Yeah, I get near it, it sneezes and blows away, right? So those type of things where people, actually program themselves for success or failure in life. So there's these type of ideas going on. So these techniques can also get to it and look at that, say, well, this is what you need to change, and give you an idea of where the misperceptions are occurring. So a lot of things out there. Again, this is just a brief overview of these the ideas that can help you. And if you do have an allergy, or somebody has an allergy or sensitivity, just look at what I showed you with with your own eyes. You saw something here that looks like magic, but again, it does work. So try it. Worst that can happen is what? You get better. Can't have that, right? Anyway. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed a short lecture. If you have any questions, I'll stay here. If you want any copy of, excuse me, any copy of my PowerPoints, let me know. I'll be happy to send them to you. I have